Well, howdy, 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 howdy. I'm here. Oh, here too. Yes. There's the StreamYard link for you, Shadowhawk. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday. I certainly am. I just finished, the Director's Cut of Ridley Scott's Tom Cruise, Legend, Timothy Curry. What's her name? Mia Sarah. What else has Mia Sarah done? I guess Shadowhawk will tell me. He knows. He knows. What else has Mia Sarah done, Shadowhawk, besides Legend?
Mia Sarah, wasn't she the girl that was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Was that the same girl?
I'm gonna say don't know because I never really. Yeah, sorry.
I can't. It might not be the same girl, but she was dark haired, kind of Italian look, big brown eyes, but right up my alley. It's like um, I think it was Mia Sarah. Anybody chat? Help me out.
Howder 6480 in the house. Hello. At least he's chiming in.
Hey, Elder. Good to see you, brother.
Picked up a couple drink boxes. What was it?
Uh-oh.
Yesterday. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I have them. I'm gonna have to check them and see, what I've got, what I don't. But mango orange, I may have already had that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you had that one right.
I wasn't sure about blackberry grape though.
Ooh,
Blackberry grape.
that was an
And,
energy drink too.
and yeah, I mean these peak H2Os, the same thing as the orange and cream. And I just noticed on that, this and the orange and cream, and maybe all these peak H2Os have 80 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, they're energy drinks. That's why it
Yeah,
says
so
energy on it.
yeah, they've got caffeine in them. So vitamin B1, 3, 5, and 6 in these.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they do have caffeine. So I'm like, woo,
Yeah,
maybe I need to cut back. With that said,
it's
I'm
what.
still drinking the orange and cream.
Yeah, I think it's about the same as a cup of coffee. It's not like
Okay,
an
but too
extreme.
much of that makes me jittery. Maybe that's, I haven't taken that into account. So what I
Yeah.
did was mix up some other stuff that didn't have caffeine in it for me to drink. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
although I've got enough in my fridge mixed up, I didn't have to mix up
Not a bad
anything.
idea, brother. Especially, if you got blood pressure issues or anything like that, you gotta watch that kind of thing.
Right. I just did not read the thing, and I saw, oh, caffeine. Okay, no wonder I like it so well. I do like
Well,
it
if
tastes.
if it says energy on there, then it's gonna have
Mhm.
caffeine, taurine, I can't pronounce it,
Or something.
guaranine or something.
Yeah.
There are all these fucking like extracts they get from these plants, and they're all just fucking stimulants, dude. They just like so. If you got high blood pressure, shit like that, you should not be drinking energy drinks.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Those little
Isn't
energy
that
pop.
good? Yeah, I
Coffee
mean,
usually has
doctors
100
even tell you
milligrams.
not
Well,
to
that's
drink coffee. It's guarana. That's it. Thank you, Helder. And Carrie's in the house. Hail, Carrie. Oi,
hey,
oi,
Gary.
Salvador.
I received my
Hey.
second copy of Galaxy Memorial Park. Did you, Shadowhawk? Or
Yes,
did you?
I also got mine in today, and it was corrected, and
Okay. I haven't
every,
even
every
checked mine.
yeah, everything's beautiful. I was gonna mention
Mhm.
that at some point, but you brought it up first. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Levi and Dirty, I'm sorry if you guys took it the wrong way. I was not like trying to come down on you guys. I was just kind of showing an example of what could happen your first time out. If you know, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't, and I don't even, the Critical Blast distributed it. So
Yeah. Both.
I don't even know what to say. I'm happy you guys did good. I'm sorry this fucking cost you. I didn't mean to stir up a shit show.
Well, like
I
Elmer Glid said, I said, yeah, they're going to lose money on this. And he says, you don't know that for sure. And I had to agree with him because, the printers might have printed up the second batch to make up for the first batch. I just don't know.
Well, I hope so. I mean,
They
if you
might have been
point
out
that
a
out to
little
the printers,
shipping.
then it'd be like, if it was the
Yeah.
printer's fault, then they should have, reprinted them a new batch.
Well, live and
Without
learn. I mean, make sure the files are right, make sure that the final product is right.
Bro, makes
Before
me
you
that much
distribute.
more nervous to try to even do a project because it'll be my first time too, and I'm sure I'll
Right.
get some shit wrong.
Well,
I,
that's
I wasn't trying to go at anybody.
you can't.
I just
I know that. I know that, and I don't think anybody with sane mind would think that you are. You just said that was an unfortunate printing thing that happened, and we wish JD and Levi all the best always.
I believe I even said that first time around that if this is a printer issue, you guys should go back to the printer and tell them, hey, we need to have this redone because you guys fucked up our print file. So I don't know. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Right, and she says talking about this live isn't appropriate. Talking to Levi JD privately. What have we said that it's? I mean,
it's too late for that, Carrie. I already fucking talked about it fucking live on the show fucking a month ago when I got my first copy of the book. It was
right,
a couple of minor printing issues, and
as far as I know, they don't have a problem with us. So,
I haven't. I don't know. I got one weird message from Levi.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we wish them only the best, and we've only
we've had
we've
them on
only
the show. I
promoted
don't know
them
how
over
many
here.
times.
So, and we backed their book. I was first day backer. I mean,
yeah. So was I, bro.
all's
I
good
believe.
copacetic in our yard. If anybody has a problem with us, then it's their problem. I know it's too late and talking directly to them offline. Then no. Would be better. Well, I mean, that's for us to determine, Carrie. That's for us. I don't think we're discussing anything. We're not digging a hole or anything. We're just explaining that we got the book. We like the book. It was unfortunate about the printing error, and they corrected the problem quickly and don't have a problem. I did notice I did reach out to JD about promoting their book. They chose not to come on this channel and promote for whatever reason. I'm not reading anything into that. I wish them only the best. We've promoted them for 2 years before they launched. Let me have my say, and that's all I say. Is that all Shadowhawk said is it was unfortunate, and the only negative thing that I've seen that was Pops was a little snarky comment by him, and I'm considering the source on that, and it's not a problem as far as I know. Levi has blocked me, but that over on X. Levi has blocked me over on X, but that might be a mistake, kind of like it was with Don. You can get in group things and block somebody else, and you're included in it. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I'm not reading anything into it. And I reached out to JD, who I still am connected with on X, and I said, I received my book, and this was the uncorrected book. And I said, thank you, something like that. And for some reason I'm blocked on X by him. Thank Levi as well. And he said, I will. So, and we exchange prayers all the time, I and JD, so I don't see any drama unless somebody else wants there to be drama. And I know Shadow and Hawk and I don't. And when they launch their next book,
Well,
next Memorial Day, I'll reach out even before they launch and say, hey, don't forget us if you want to promote. And then it's all on them. I'm not going to beg anybody to come on here and promote their product. You know,
I just, man, I feel bad that it got taken the wrong way because that was, you know, I made one stupid, and that's the other thing. You can't do
I don't
anything
think you
on
made a
text.
stupid statement, Shadowhawk. You just said that
I did
it's
because you can't do
unfortunate.
well, you can't do anything on text messaging without people taking it the wrong way.
Right.
And
Because
I don't
you
know if
lose
it was
context.
right, and I don't know if it was X or fucking Instagram or whatever, but Levi sent me a message, and I was joking around because I think it was Pops or somebody fucking came into the chat, dropped a
Hey, Billy.
fucking like snarky comment, and I did the Bugs Bunny quote, and I said, "You realize this means war? It's a fucking joke." And then that was the one message I got back from fucking Levi, and he was like, "Oh, war is it?" I was like, "Dude, come on, you know fucking Bugs Bunny, but whatever."
Right. Well, I mean, like I said,
I gotta
you
learn
know,
to curb my sharp raven's tongue.
yeah. Well, you know, I said think Batman. When I took my day off from the show off show that I did for 7 months over there on his channel, and he took it wrong. I can't help that. I wasn't gonna. All I asked was, can I stream? I'll do the show, but can I stream it on my channel? He didn't want to do that. I said, well, I'm not ending my marathon. You've taken time off. Dave just got back from
What's
holiday.
up?
This is old news, you know.
Oh, hold on,
So,
right? I'm sorry.
you know, it's old news. One thing you got to know about comic creators, they're easily emotionally hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we don't, yeah. I mean, I guess, you know, the thing of it was Shadowhawk was just saying, oh, I found, you know, an error that wasn't positive, negative. It was like, it was unfortunate. I thought that was a good choice of words on Shadowhawk's part. And I thought it was unfortunate too. These things happen, but they've pivoted and turned around and made it right to the backers. And hopefully they got credit. We wish them only the best, and we would have promoted them had they wanted to come on, you know. JD said Levi's handling on that, and JD and Levi never reached out to me, and I had already reached out to JD, who's you know, campaign name is on the campaign. So I felt like I did my bit, and I wasn't going to go begging Levi to set up a time to come on promote. They've been on a half dozen times before. They know we're here every day. So I thought it was unfortunate they launched at 4 Central on the Madness Network when they did launch on Memorial Day, knowing that we do run a daily show, but we're not the only channel, and they can pick their own time, you know. So maybe keep issues offline, keep the chat fun and light. Okay, you don't want to hear it, Carrie, but you know, we're not trying to make this some thing or get dark with it, you know. We're just explaining, you know, we're actually praising that they took care of the issue, which was not an issue with us anyway, you know. So we're trying to keep the air clear, you know, and our positions stated and out there that you know, it's all good and copacetic and always has been for us, you know. We weren't being overly critical about the book, no matter how people might take it, you know. Uh Somehow this is Omer's fault. That's right. It is Omer's fault. Yeah. Guilt by association, I say. But yeah, I mean, we want to keep it fun and light, and we're actually praising the book. We're trying to praise the book, you know, and what they've done. And if we don't, I mean, I don't back that many books. I'm proud to have backed Galaxy Memorial Park. So somebody clip that and send it to them, whoever. you know. Uh, so when I get in a project, I'm going to talk about it, you know, and we've talked about it nothing but in a positive light, and I thought it was a brilliant word that Shadowhawk used, is that it was unfortunate about the printing error, and that was at the printers, printers.
All right, girl.
They should have caught it. So that's
I'm
no
gonna
problem.
agree with Terry. We got just no, we're done with this.
Right.
You know, uh, I'm sorry I was setting.
No, I didn't say that they were to blame for the launch. I mean,
I'm just saying. I'm sorry I ever said a word about it. I should have
right.
just fucking not said anything and let somebody else come out and fucking point out that there was a printing error.
Sorry you don't like the topic, Carrie. Sorry.
It's fucking on.
Yeah,
It's on me, and it'll always be on me, so everybody can hate Shadowhawk. Okay, it's all good. I'm done. I don't want to fucking talk about
no
it
need
anymore.
to go. There's no blame to go around. There's no really blame to go around.
Yeah, all right. What's next? What do we got?
Well, if I said I got nothing, then it's no.
Well, fuck me, Charlie.
Actually,
all right. Good night, everybody.
right. Actually, I've been working on the next. Well, let's recap. I think you have an issue with a comic message creator. You disagree? Sorry. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I've been working on the latest story, which is the Euphoria story. So I think I've got I start on that, and then that kind of gets the ball rolling with the whole 43 thing. I think.
Hi, Jason. I'm so sorry.
Who are you saying? Who's here?
I said hi to Jason.
And I
Unhinged. Jason's here.
okay, he slipped in without. Yeah, I love you. There you. I love you. I love you. Yeah. And we got Gable Penny Shot and Omer Glitch in the house.
Nah, fuck.
Yeah, Mercenary Guild. I guess you got your Mercenary Guilds in Shadowhawk.
Yeah, I didn't get to do the unboxing today because I wasn't feeling well this afternoon. So I'll probably do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Did you do your stream today? I was kind of wondering.
No, I didn't. I didn't do a high noon today. I wasn't feeling up to it. So
okay.
I'm here. Best I can do for today.
Did a draw stream last night and did one card, only one.
Yeah, where were you on Omer last night? Or did you do your own?
No, I did my own stream on Restream. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw that. I didn't realize that was you on your channel because I saw the Restream little thing up in the corner.
So this is one of my older characters. I can't even tell you when I created him. Maybe back in the 80s. There it goes. I think it's focused. So he's one of my older characters. Yeah.
Yeah, that focused actually pretty well. Wow. Mm-hmm. Your camera's not a complete potato today. How about that?
It was good on Restream too, I'm told, last night.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
What's going on? Ghost and Rex's machine.
Well, Sabrina tried to come in last night on her phone. It wouldn't. She tried like at least 6 times, and then she got her laptop out and got on that, and she was able to get on. But Restream just does not play good with with phones, I guess.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't like roaming devices, phones. I think Omer had the same problem too. He would get on, and like I think the longest I managed to connect was like 6 or 7 minutes, and then it would just randomly kick me out. And I'd be like, okay, I gotta go back in and restart everything.
I asked Sabrina last night, since she, hasn't really probably even seen the Rex X and Apex show, and I think it's cool to bring in some people that because she's got a few comics, right? And she's bought a few for me, and even one for Elsie. Uh, at
Mm.
sort of the pop culture store there, where she
Mhm.
lives, and I think it's interesting to talk about comics in front of people that don't know a lot about comics. That way they can learn. She's willing to learn and stuff. And so, and we, I like to keep it light and just kind of airy on the Rex Hex and Apex show. I'm not really a big proponent of us, especially since we're only meeting once a month now, and we're still rotating on channels. I think we're approaching pretty close to 70 episodes with that. Not quite, but we're still in the 60s, but I think it's the high 60s.
Yeah.
We're getting pretty close to about the 70th episode, even though we've went to a monthly once a month instead of twice a week, which has been a big load
Well,
off
yeah,
me.
man. That's still pretty good, though. I mean, especially for what started as a bi-weekly show. You guys used to go every 2 weeks, so it's only been
Yeah,
like what monthly for the last few months.
right.
You know.
Yeah, for about this will be coming up on about 4 months, I think, 3 or 4 months. So,
Mhm.
uh, so she's going to be our special guest November 1st on the Rex Hex and Apex show, which will be right here on this channel. And so that'll be a nice little thing after Halloween, which on Halloween we're having a closure of RJ's book, Call Sign Orion. And so that'll be cool. And we're also going to be featuring a little bit of Arthur Saddam's artwork. I thought that was appropriate for like Halloween. He's done a lot of alien stuff and Marvel zombie stuff. That's when he first came. But now he goes way back even to, he even, like they had, like Pacific Comics said, Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein or Bernie Wrightson, whatever, and put his name up there. There was a book
Well,
put out through Pacific Comics, and it was Arthur Saddam something, even way back then, um, before he was really known. You know, kind of like
yeah.
Tom Cruise on that Legends movie that I just finished, the director's cut. Tom Cruise really wasn't a big name then. He was kind of an unknown.
So what, Bernie Wrightson was a stage name? That was like a what do you call that? Pen name?
No, what I'm saying is they used his name to sell
Hold on a
books. They
second.
said Bernie Wrightson's
Yes,
House of
man.
Mystery or something, and they did the same thing with Arthur Saddam. Now, I think those were limited series, which were popular in the 80s at maybe 4 issues each. But I'm just saying that just like they did Bernie, Arthur, that I don't think was really well known then, he was well known enough for them to put his name on the cover, and show his stuff.
I'm sorry, dude. I don't know how I got confused there. I thought you were saying that it was actually Bernie Wrightson's work, just under a different name. I'm sorry. I,
Right. Yeah. I mean, that really that helps. I think kind of like putting the writer, the artist, and the inker's name on covers now, like they do, and sometimes they do the colorist as well. I don't always like that because I think it's distracting, but I appreciate the information. It does help at a glance, to know who did the book,
well,
right?
I mean, for a long time, they always put it right there, right above the publisher's paragraph at the
Right.
bottom of the first page. You
The
have,
credit. Right.
art and story, blah, 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 get Giordano, whoever it fucking was,
Right.
Marie Seven, and of course, Stan Lee, publisher, or whatever. It
Hey,
was
Ginkgo.
DC, it would have been somebody else. But you always had an info right there at your fingertips. You could just flip the book open and look at it and be
Yeah,
like,
and
okay, this
Marvel really kind of made that trend, because
right.
DC wasn't doing it, which is really kind of frustrating because you want to know who's doing the work, really.
Yeah, and especially with DC because they did the whole multiverse and all that shit long before Marvel did. They had Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 10, and all that fucking
I
shit.
think to a certain extent, if you can, I mean, Stan Lee Presents was on everything, even though he had nothing to do with a lot of the books, especially as time went
Well,
on,
that's true
especially when.
too. I mean, but yeah,
But I think it helps on branding because that's where I first learned of Bernie Wrightson, was the Pacific Comic reprints of some of his Bronze Age stuff, and
oh,
then
really? Wow,
they would take a panel and make a new cover. They would blow the panel artwork up real detailed and make the cover. So he wasn't even really doing new work for the covers.
right.
Like some of the Marvels was, because I know like the Neil Adams X-Men, they were reprinting that in prestige format, and they were getting Neil to do new covers for it. That wasn't the case with
Mm-hmm.
Pacific Comics, which only lasted about 3 years. And it's sad because the thing that stood out to me about Pacific Comics are in the early 80s, when they were around for those 3 years or so,
Right.
was the quality. It was a better quality comic. It was a little bit more expensive, $1.50 or
Wow, they had
whatever.
nice paper. They had nice paper and stuff.
Nice paper, probably Baxter paper, and the coloring. The
Mm-hmm.
coloring was
Yeah, the coloring was
so
nice
much
too.
different
Yeah.
on that paper. Yeah, it really pushed things forward
But
and really upped the bar.
what really got me into Bernie Wrightson, dude, was God, it was probably late '70s, early '80s when they did the big collected issues like 3 times a year of, and they called it Saga, the Swamp Thing. And they
Oh yeah,
reprinted all the old Bernie Wrightson stuff.
I
I mean,
was
I was
totally
probably
unaware of those. I've actually got one of those now signed by Bernie, and I paid $1 for
wow,
it. And it's
yeah,
an
dude,
old signature
that was
because it's a ballpoint pen, but it is on the cover.
my like first exposure to Swamp Thing was that those
Mhm.
reprints, and I found a big jumbo issue at my local little spinner rack, and fell in love, dude. I was just like, oh, I don't
Well,
know who this guy is. And I didn't even know
JP,
Bernie Wrightson was the penciler because it said Bernie Wrightson and Len Wein,
yeah,
and I didn't
JP,
know who did what, right? And I wasn't sure who the writer was.
PJ Russell or whatever his name is, he had one too. That Eldrick book that was Pacific Comics.
Oh yeah, the Elric, yeah, the Elric story. Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that shit was good.
And the first cover was like round with his face, and it was just penciled. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't inked. It was just the raw pencils. So that made it stand out. I
Yeah,
could
dude,
care
I
less
got a
about
bunch.
that at the time. I actually have a promo poster of that though, which is something that went in the shop because I like to get that stuff. And
Oh,
that was the good thing about having my comic book shop because Capital before Diamond
yeah, you
came
get the
in,
premium.
they would send you posters to put up, and I was like, let's don't ruin these posters. These are rare collectibles that not everybody can get, or you can sell them too. If somebody really wants
Well, bro, that's how I
something.
got the. You've seen that? It's a 18 by 27 hollow foil print of the Wildcats #1.
Yeah, that's high
Uh,
end. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that was only given to comic book stores when you ordered like 100
Hmm.
issues or something. They would send you
Yeah.
one poster,
And how many of
and
those still exist, or what kind
I
of
have
shape are they
no
in?
idea. Yeah,
I go to.
but they had one that was in a comic, but it was folded, and it was
Mhm.
only 8.5 by 11 or whatever. It's not that fucking big. Whatever, or 11 by 17 if you double it up, right? So yeah, but yeah, like I've never seen another one of these. Not the size I've got.
I go to comic shop. I go to the comic universe over in Jackson, Tennessee. That's where Elsie goes. They've been in business for well over 30 years. And you can get posters there, anything she's got up for like $4. Now they are going to have tacos in the corner,
Mm-hmm.
but For $4, and because some of those are expensive posters, right? And they're only getting more expensive. That's not a bad deal, even with tacos. You know.
Yeah. Oh, bro, what? We had a little comic store up here on the square. It was the weirdest thing. It was a comic and donut and coffee shop, which
Hmm.
does not seem to really go together. You don't want to be handling comics after you've been eating sugary donuts and stuff, right? But
True.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's what it was. And this dude was like, he had, so many promo posters and stuff. So I came in there and I bought a few things, some back issues and a big collected something or another. And he was like, well, I got a ton of posters in the back. If you want any posters, you can go look through them and see what you want. I didn't
Hmm.
need nothing for me, but I was getting them for my boy and the kids at the time. So I was
Yeah.
going through looking for stuff for them. And he would just give me these big, fucking 18 by 24, 24 by 36 posters and shit. I got a ton of them in tubes just sitting around, dude. I got no space.
And well, I mean, they probably came folded up, right? I mean, you probably had to kind of unfold them
No,
to see what it
these,
was.
no, these were in tubes, dude. He had them in a big flat sheet in his back room, and
Okay.
I could just go through there and look at them. And the ones I wanted, I would just grab, and then we would roll them up, and I'd
I
take them
know a
home
lot
and
of
stick
the
them.
I know a lot of the Marvel posters and maybe even some of the DC posters. I bought some DC like that too. I come rolled up in a tube, and they are identified
Hmm.
though. You kind of know what's in the tube.
Oh, dude, I've got like holochrome Lady Duck posters and stuff, super limited edition shit,
Yeah, those are
24 by
super
36.
limited, man. Yeah, I didn't
Oh
even
yeah.
know that they went that high end with some of those promo posters.
Oh, bro, it's like I got pictures somewhere. I gotta find them of my old
Hmm.
comic book room when I lived in Houston. Cause I had a 3-bedroom house, and fucking one room was me and the wife. One room was the kids, and the other room was my comics. And it was just wall to wall figures and posters. I even had posters on the ceiling and shit, dude. It was all my all my comic boxes were in there. It was geek paradise. But
Well,
yeah,
I know
I
they
had,
used to buy.
and I still got
Uh,
them. I got all the holochrome lady deaths and stuff. So
well, we had a
check
Fred's.
out my eBay store.
I don't think you've seen Fred's, have you? Or maybe when you live down Texas. I don't know if Texas has any. I mean, Fred's is gone
Mm,
now, but they
I
had
don't
some
remember
like
Fred.
you do or you don't.
I said no, I don't remember
I
Fred.
know years ago they were one of the last people to actually have a spinner rack. They had a spinner rack as you came in the store, which was pretty cool. And I remember that. Now that was back um and they eventually did away
I
with it,
don't
but
know.
that was kind of mid 80s. So spinner racks hadn't totally gone away, But that's and I remember that because I bought Atari Force there and started
Yeah,
reading it. And that's where I was picking
no.
up the Atari Forces was you know,
You,
kind of
you,
game
you
related,
remind me
but
of you reminded me of the story of me being a rotten little horrible fucking thief when I was a kid and stealing comic books.
well
Well, we had a
that's
little drugstore that had a spinner rack right by the exit. So I would come in and I would grab all the comics I wanted, put them into one little pocket of the spinner rack, right? And
right.
then spin that right towards the door. And then I
Yeah.
would walk in and I would buy a couple of candy bars and, a soda pop or something. And, all right, have a great day. And then on my way out of the door, when I pushed the door open, I'd reach over and I'd fucking pluck that fucking whole pocket of comic books and stick them under my jacket and just keep on walking. I got a fucking ton of comics that way.
So you're selling me stolen goods or trading me
You,
stolen
you,
goods.
you don't know what you're getting, mister, and you know what? And it's not your place to worry about.
Yeah, you probably still got some of that. Yeah. because you never get rid of
I'm
them.
sure I've still got a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're like
I
me,
only did it. I only did it a couple of times, but it was
you,
like it was too easy. I was like, oh no, I can't do this. And
yeah.
then it turns out like the guy that owned the pharmacy, like
Uh-huh.
weird shit. But apparently, before my mom and dad got together, my mom had actually dated this guy. They grew up and went to school together and shit. Went to high school together or something. It was like
Hmm.
fucking freaked me out as a kid, dude. I was like, all right, I can't even go to this store anymore.
Yeah. Well, I remember the Garcia Lopez artwork was just, and it was an interesting looking team. I know you said you never really read Atari Force, but it's a pretty solid book that's really undersold. You know,
I
I
remember it.
enjoyed it.
I remember it being out there. I just,
Uh,
to me, it was. I was kind of like you. You know, it was I forget what like Micronauts and shit. It was based on a toy line. You didn't like it, so like
yeah,
Atari was like based
yeah,
on video games, and I was
yeah.
like,
I
nah,
get it.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get it. But I
I,
couldn't resist the artwork. I got the first one and got hooked reading it, and it was actually pretty good. I don't think that I stayed with it the whole run by any means, but I got the first 4 or 5 issues, and if you can grab me for 4 or 5 issues, that's probably on par with most books because my budget was
oh,
always
you
tight,
know what?
But there were a few runs like we talked about yesterday, that Gene Colan run for DC Comics, and I can't remember the name that Mark was talking about, but I read every one of those, and
Right.
and
Well, you know what? I just heard.
Savage
I don't know.
She-Hulk. I read all those.
Right. I don't know if we've talked about this or not, but you remember Strike Force Morituri
Yeah,
from back
yeah, I
in the
got some of
day?
those.
Yeah, apparently they're making a movie or a series or something out of that. Like it's in development in Hollywood now.
Yeah,
So um, it'd be
yeah.
interesting. It was a good comic, dude. I remember I bought that one just out of the blue, and it was like a really good story.
Brent Anderson artwork,
Yeah, nice
who would
artwork.
later
But
go on to do Astro City.
yeah. Oh no
Hmm.
shit. Awesome.
Yeah,
Who wrote that?
and
Do you remember?
he also Brent Anderson, didn't he ever run on Moon Knight as well? Seems
Oh,
like,
mm,
or you know what? I know he did Kazar in the early '80s.
did he? Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he did an
yeah.
awesome Kazar series. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I've got most of that one.
yeah. Uh, that may be what I'm thinking about. Besides the Moon Knight.
Yeah, I don't think he did Midnight.
Okay,
I
I
know
think it was
most of the
Kazar, and
Midnight
that was
guys.
out at the time that Sienkiewicz was doing Moon Knight. Maybe that's what I was thinking. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was
And
exciting
I know
times in
you
the
had
early '80s because there
then you had
was,
Splat that took over Moon Knight for a while too. Stephen Platt.
yeah,
His
yeah,
his Moon Knight was fucking awesome, bro. I
yeah,
love Stephen Platt's artwork.
yeah. Moon Knight to me almost seems like ancient Hawkman lore. Like Carter Hall's
Kind of.
resurrected
Mhm.
Egyptian, blah blah blah, and also, he always gets compared to Batman, which I don't. I mean, I guess I can see a little bit of that, but I don't. I just don't think. I just never really got into Moon Knight. Even though there was some incredible stuff, and one of the best
Right.
stories that I've ever read was a Bill Sienkiewicz Moon Knight story, and I read it in that reprint prestige format. It. I
Right.
think it
Right.
was
Well, they
I think it was published in one of the magazines and they put it in comic book format. And it was one of
they
the best
they re
stories that I've ever read to this day.
yes. There was some great Moon Knights. They kind of they what do you call it? Did a retcon on the origin and stuff with Moon Knight when they
Well, I
made
mean,
him.
see, that's what's happened to not Aquaman, probably Aquaman too, but Hawkman. His whole backstory is so convoluted over the years,
Yeah, he
depending
was
on who's
supposed to be an
written it.
alien at first, wasn't he? Like he was from another planet or something.
Right, but at first, I think he was like sort of reincarnated, him and Hot Girl, ancient
No, I
Egyptian,
think
blah blah blah. Yeah.
that was later. That came later. They tried
Okay,
to.
later. See, what I'm saying is he's had multiple origins depending on who's
Right,
writing it.
yeah, and that's the problem with Moon Knight because he's had
Yeah.
his kind of thing redone at least twice. But the
I
first one was it, it made sense because it was because basically if you look at Batman, he's got to be crazy, right? Because he's a billionaire, he doesn't have to
yeah.
do any of this bullshit, but yet he
Hmm.
goes out and risks his life every night to protect the city that hates him. But you
Right.
got to be insane. So you just take that to the next level. This guy has a split personality, but he's also a billionaire. But
Yeah.
you know,
And
one
instead of
of his
Alfred, he had
personalities.
that French guy, the chauffeur.
Right? Yeah, he
Hmm.
had Frenchie. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Frenchie.
also a helicopter pilot and the
Hmm.
moon copter pilot.
I think that might have been a little bit of Airwolf in there around the time, you know. Um,
Yeah, they might have incorporated a wee bit of Airwolf.
well, I mean, Batman had his bat
I
plane.
always like Moon Knight though, man. It's just so cool. And I love the part it's like, well, if you're gonna be out there fighting crime at night, why would you dress up all in white? And it's
Yeah.
because he wants you to see him come.
Well, he's more right. One take that you could do with Midnight, you could go kind of Spectre-y with him, like the '60s Spectre run.
Oh yeah, yeah, you could.
I mean, he might not be that powerful, but I mean, it would be like he's more Wraith-like, more mysterious, more judging evil, whatever. You can make him a scary character. At first, he kind of came out. He was a monster hunter, where he kind of came out
Mm-hmm.
in Werewolf by Night, and then also in Defenders, he was still had like the silver throwing stars and the spiked knuckles that were all silver,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think
and then they
he showed
that kind
up
of went by the
in
wayside.
an early crossover with Blade, and one of the
Hmm.
Blade appearances. He was in there trying to
Yeah,
hunt down Blade, and
I,
you
I
know,
I
go
don't know if he
big
was
typical
ever in
Marvel.
Tomb of Dracula. Was he in Tomb of Dracula? That was probably another
Oh,
book.
I don't know if he ever made an appearance in there or not.
I don't think there was a lot of crossover into Tomb of Dracula. Maybe in some of the annuals, because they did have annuals. In fact,
Yeah,
you know,
I, didn't
earlier this
Spider-Man fight
year,
fucking Dracula once or something? No, I swear
earlier
there
this
was a
year, I
Dracula.
got his fifth annual, and that's got John Byrne's first Marvel artwork in it. A few
Oh,
pages,
really? Wow,
but it doesn't
cool.
look like Byrne's artwork because it's so the inker just kind of destroys the burn quality of it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at it, I
Well, I mean,
wouldn't guess that it's John Byrne.
good.
And that
Oh,
takes some doing because he's got a pretty distinctive style.
it just goes to show, bro. And, you know, it's like if you got a good anchor that you know hooks up well with you, that's one
Mm.
thing. But if you got
I'm
an anchor
guessing, but
like,
I was thinking it was Alex Nino, which is kind of a strange mashup. John Byrne and Alex
yeah.
Nino, you know.
Well, I guess a lot of people used to get mad at Ernie Chan because he would like always like ink the faces and stuff his own way. You know, like
Hmm.
you would always know it was Ernie Chan, and he pissed off a few pencilers.
Well, Friday we talked about yesterday we talked about Neil Adams. You talk about intensity of like showing emotion and stuff. He could do
Oh
it. And
yeah,
and John Byrne could too, but he's got more of a cartoony style compared to like Neil Adams. Neil Adams is got that intensity, man. He can really show
Yeah, Neil.
emotion.
Well, Neil Adams was an illustrator, dude. He
Yeah.
came from those old school magazine days and shit, man.
Hmm.
Stuff. Comic book art now is different than where it all started from. But
Yeah.
like you look at the old Mad magazines, even now. I mean, some of the artwork in there is fucking amazing. Be right back.
Okay. Well, we will be covering Jack Kirby on next Friday, and then, like I said, Arthur Saddam, and going into November we'll do
Holy shit!
Jim
Wait a
Steranko
minute.
finally.
Rex.
Jim Starlin, Mark Silvestri, Bernie Wrightson finally at the end of November. So that'll make you happy.
Stanky Steranko. Yeah.
Todd McFarlane,
Hello.
Jim Aparo, Dave Stevens, and George Perez. I can never.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice lineup, brother.
Yeah, and we've still got more
Jim
to go.
Aparo, Todd McFarlane. Hello. All right. Hey, check this out real quick. Look what my brought home from work today.
Ooh, that looks
Cookies.
like sugar. That looks like a sugar rush time.
Cookies galore. Look at.
Are those the peanut butter cookies there?
Looks like those are peanut butter chips.
I
We
would have
got
to go after the peanut butter first.
got
Yes.
mini M&Ms. We got
Yeah.
more M&Ms, and then we got regular chocolate chips.
Chocolate chip. Yeah. Is there something? Yeah. 65% off. Good deal.
Yeah. Well, it's because Mama works there.
Well, always thinking of you. And when you better get what you want now, because the kids see those are going to disappear like air.
Oh, bro, yeah, they're gonna be gone in a heartbeat. As soon as my youngest daughter comes downstairs, I guarantee you, like at least one of each of those things is gone.
Yeah. I'd have to hit the peanut butter ones myself. I'm not that big a chocolate.
That's hell, a whole package of fucking ding dongs or whatever, dude. And then look at you
I
like,
could too.
What? You guys didn't, you didn't grab it. You ate them all in like 3 hours. Nobody had a chance.
Yeah, it's not good for you, but yeah, it's addictive. Definitely.
I used to be the
That's
same
still
way
one
when
of
I
my
was a kid,
favorite things.
I'd eat a whole box of cereal when I was a kid, dude, sitting there watching Saturday morning cartoons.
I could too. Yeah.
Just keep pouring it in the milk, and add a little bit more milk when you needed it.
Yeah, I just ate it dry, so it took me a little bit longer.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do the milk with the soggy stuff. No.
Gives you strong jaws.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm speaking every day, so it paid off. I tell you,
I don't know if it paid off.
When I get the money, they've got these things that can exercise, and it's supposed to keep your face more youthful. Tighten up and use these muscles.
Demon?
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Does it exercise your demon? No, I know. So you just want one of them little rubber balls. You want to become Abby when you get a little older and be able to have a little rubber ball. They
got like medium strength. They've got like light, medium, and very hard. To work.
I know what I understand what the concept is.
Right.
You now turned yourself into one of your pets because you're exercising your jaw by chewing on a ball.
I'm a big proponent. If you don't use it, you lose it. And I can see that because you're increasing blood flow to this area of your face, and you're also toning it up just like any other muscles. And
Oh, sure,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I get the
I
concept.
think
Don't
it's
get
a
me wrong.
great thing. I think it's a great invention
It's
that they
just,
got out there. You know,
I think it's fun. I don't have anything against it. I just think
it
it's fun.
it is funny, but you know, it's like that therapy goop. You know, they got real that you need to work your muscles. You know, like mom's got some that she works, but there's different strengths. There's different strengths of resistance with those things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
Eh,
little like electric bands and stuff like that.
like a silly putty almost. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Depending on as you get stronger, they can give you one that's a little bit harder to squeeze
Increase,
or
yeah,
whatever.
the need and stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I seen
that's all important for like physical therapy and that kind of stuff. Especially somebody's had a stroke or any kind of incident, and things like that. I get that. I'm just you know
I
I'm
was
physically
never
just at a point
I
where
never really enjoyed sports. The only sport I enjoyed was fencing in college. That's the only sport that I excelled at that I really enjoyed.
mm,
All the
I
rest
did
I was doing because
cross
everybody else
country.
was doing. But I've got to say it's served me well my whole life that I was so active when I was younger. You can't put a price on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless you're too active, because apparently I burned out my knees, dude, with all the physical activity I did.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I was,
you've told
uh,
me some
I was,
crazy stories too that didn't help either.
bro, I was track and field all through like early school. Then I went cross country in middle
Hmm.
school.
Hmm. I
Fucking
did that too.
always ran everywhere, dude. I used to run like the wind,
Hmm.
jump off shit all the time, fucking climb trees, and fucking just stupid shit. We were doing X Games before people knew what the X Games were.
I think
You
you
know.
went a little harder at it than what I did, and that took a toll.
Yeah, and then I rode
Uh,
dirt bikes, and wave runners. All that
most
shit
of the
is
things that's
very.
taken a toll on me has been like working on concrete or something like that, factory work,
Yeah,
different things
yeah.
like that. Yeah. Um,
But that's more like your lower back and shit. Like me, I just
yeah.
apparently I just wore out my fucking knees, dude. Because
Well,
everything I
I
did.
mean, look, man, I do believe in you're as young as you feel. Okay, so you must be like Methuselah. But with that said,
In my head, I still feel like I'm fucking 25. It's just
well,
my body
good,
doesn't agree with. My body
awesome,
doesn't agree with me anymore.
right? Well,
That's the problem.
you know, uh, what was it? It was last year. I went. Was it last year? Yeah, I guess it was last year. Had my 40th school reunion. Well, one of the guys that I used to run cross country with, he told me I ran 9 miles today. He still does it,
No
which is
shit,
amazing
damn.
to me. Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
he probably does that
I mean,
about three times a
good for
week.
him, dude. I was fuck.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm like, wow, I was amazed. You know, he's just kept
That's
with
just
it.
good. That's just good genes. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble.
Well, he was the leader of the pack when it came to he could outpace any of us. Now there was people that was faster because he didn't win every competition, by any means, but he
Mm.
would play quite high in all of them, even at state level. Because we did go to state level runs, you know, which was like further down below the center of the
Oh,
state. It was actually below even Little Rock, which is
yeah,
it was like 4 hour drive down there to Arkadelphia, I think. Uh, and we
yeah.
would stay overnight and do the run and come back. And
Yeah. I'm about.
there was a lot of schools participated in that. A bunch of people. It was like a battlefield. You had an army of people at the starting line. You know,
Oh,
running
dude.
in one
Yeah.
direction on a
Yeah.
course. It's something, man. It was. If it was a dry bed, it sounded like a freaking stampede. And I
Well,
I would just
the,
run out of
in more
steam,
rural,
running 3 or
right?
4 miles an hour. I mean 3 or 4 miles, like a
Yeah,
4 mile
that's right.
run, probably. Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Uh, I enjoyed it. I mean, I kind of enjoyed that,
Shit, dude, I did a 3 mile hike with a fucking 60 pound backpack uh, back in
wow.
like 10 years ago
Well, in the
before my
military,
fucking
they put like 80 pounds
knee
on
blew up.
those packs on your back.
Yeah,
So you weren't
but you gotta
far
be
off
able
the
to
military standard.
you gotta be able to carry a fucking a hand operated uh, fire extinguisher that just shoots water. So
Hmm.
it's just a pump pressurized. You pump it up like a fucking. It's like a super
Like a
soaker.
spray rig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you just pump it up and you spray fucking
You
water on the
pump
fire.
it up and you lock it down after you got the
Mm-hmm.
pressure built up. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
once
deadly.
all the pressure runs out, you pump it up again until you're out of solution.
Yeah, but dude,
Yeah.
that's hard on your back, bro. When that thing's full, you first put that on, you just like, oh shit.
Well, you can imagine what I had to do recently, a couple of weeks ago, putting that old backpack, that old leaky backpack that's leaking
Yeah, you were
pesticide.
telling me that, like
Yeah.
the fogger or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Well, you
No,
know
hell
that
with that.
rotating Gatling gun that they had in Predator? It's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of spinning, it just like, but it's like an
Yeah,
arm,
just hums. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And you want to
it's like,
go with the wind. You don't want to go against the wind because that stuff come back
oh
and drift
no,
on you,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all gonna come right
And then
back
you're
in your
breathing
face.
it in too. You're not only getting it on you and your skin absorbs that stuff, but you're also breathing it. So it's not good,
Mm.
because I didn't
But
wear a breather or
and the
anything.
problem with every one of them sprayers is no matter how hard you try, you that shit gets on your skin at some point. It leaks out of that sprayer and it gets
Oh
on your
yeah.
back, your neck, your hand. It's like ah.
Well, when I was kind of nonchalant with that, and like putting my arm up on the window with the window down, and getting that chemical here on my arm, it's taken a couple years to totally clear up, because it was like getting cracked and dry like psoriasis, and that was just the chemicals
Ooh.
that went, so I stopped doing that and wearing longer sleeve shirts and just being more careful, and now it's gone, but there for a while that stuff had some residual effect, on my arm.
Oh yeah, dude, that shit'll mess you up,
That
man.
stuff's pretty powerful if you do it night after night. Yeah.
And especially if it like sits there on your skin for a while, if you
Mhm.
don't rinse it off right
Well,
away.
till I get done and get home to
That's what
rinse it
I'm
off.
saying, dude. You do a 6 8 hour, 10 hour shift.
Yeah,
By the time you get done, that shit's been fucking just leaching into you, man.
yeah, right. It's wondered I didn't walk in, with it eating off at the shoulder. Where'd my arm go?
Hey, we got 2/3 of a wreck coming in the door.
Right. Go to shake somebody's hand and your arm falls off,
Oh
half
shit!
rotted off, Wow. Didn't even feel that.
Sorry, dude. Oh, I didn't know I was that strong. I ripped your arm right off.
Right. Yeah. Is that yours or mine? Said the leopard.
Friends are always lend me your ears.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Suck it off.
I got two. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be
And they
this
don't
year
Billy
was an
Carmichael if I
interesting
didn't
year.
say hi.
This year's an interesting year, but I'd never like to grab that backpack. I'm going to have to ask the boss if he still has that other unit. He might have it at his home and use it at his home. He probably, if it didn't get stolen, because we did have some people taking some things apparently, and we kind of locked up some stuff so stuff wouldn't be taken, which is
Well,
pretty
dude, if you
sad.
guys got like, and I don't know, maybe it's just a budget thing with wherever you're at or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
some of the new model floggers and shit, dude. You know, they run. You put a little propane tank on. Like
Yeah.
actually, those little motherfuckers, dude. You can fucking lay down some serious insecticide, man, and they're not too expensive.
Well, the thing that looked like a sort of a tubular vacuum cleaner that I have used in another location in the state,
Mm-hmm.
and I brought it to his attention. I said, "You ought to get one of those," and he did. And he even got 2 batteries for it. It's just battery. It doesn't use any fuel, and it lasts about an hour, but it takes a while for those batteries to recharge. So he bought 2 batteries, and each of those batteries was $400. And I forget, maybe the unit was maybe 1,500. I'm not sure about the
Yeah,
cost.
yeah. They came out with those Mister units
Well, it's a
during
lot better
COVID.
than putting toxic chemical on your back, which
Oh,
is,
dude, you still had to do that shit. It still goes on a backpack. It goes on your back. I had to
yeah.
do it when I was working at the weed company because it was during COVID, and we used to have to go through there and mist
Yeah.
everything after everybody left
Well, if
because
you've
I was
ever used
maintenance.
one of these I'm talking about that's just handheld, you'll love it over any backpack because I mean that backpack is,
Oh no,
foldable
I
down,
never
wash.
got the. Yeah, I never got the handheld one.
Yeah, that's why I said we need to get one of those, and to my surprise, he did, plus a couple batteries. I said, but you're going to need a couple batteries with that because it would be done in about an hour, and I'd had to drive back, get the other battery, and put that battery on the charger to be
Right,
charging.
right.
And it
Or
would take
yeah,
a
you
while to
gotta have,
charge those batteries.
or have an adapter you could put in your car, and
It
you know
looked
when
like
you're
a car
driving.
battery, but it was only about this big
Yeah.
and
Oh, it's
about
cheap.
that tall, you
Yeah,
know.
I've seen. Yeah.
But they were $400 a piece. It was not cheap.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
dude.
really needed
Batteries
2
are
of them.
cheap.
You really need 2 of them because one battery charge fully charge would only last you about an hour using it. And
Right.
really,
Yeah. So you might.
if you think about it, even lasted less than an hour because I was going from one stop to another, to another, to another, and that included drive time. But I
Right.
figure I got about an hour's worth out of it, but it's a lot. Oh man, I love that thing over the backpacks. I try not to use those backpacks if but hell, I've been around. We ran everybody. I mean, the day crew quit this year.
Backpack
That was the
suck.
big that was the big shakeup this year. And the
Yeah.
year before that, the guy that knew everything, or just about as much, the number 2 guy around there, he quit because they wasn't going to give him. I don't know what he asked for, but he asked to have more responsibility, and the main boss didn't want to give it. And now the main boss is, of
Yeah.
course, he said for many years he's wanted to quit or retire, but now I think he's maybe getting to the point of where he's going to do next year, and then maybe I don't know. I asked the secretary about it, and she was kind of vague about it, but because I'm not sure he knows, but it's probably getting harder and harder for him to do. I know it's gotten harder on us because all the people that know anything are not around anymore, you know?
Right.
So he's got a lot of responsibility and he's got people above him. And some of these contracts, I mean, are big contracts. I mean, all combined, all the cities that we do, that's a lot of money. It may not be a $4 million contract, but it's a big. I'm not sure how big it would be, but it's up there. It could be close to $1 million with everybody, with all the cities that we do. and that may be low estimate. I don't know. They get paid pretty good to do what they do. They have to, you know, because that guy
Gosh,
from Atlanta that worked in Louisiana, he was like, "Yeah, I got to get back and do inventory because they're expecting kind of all that for when the big wheels come in to look at it." And that was a $4 million contract. $4 million contract. And that you don't want to mess that up.
oh yeah, bro.
And I'm sure they got bigger contracts than that, but to him that was, and that's a lot of money. Yeah,
I
I'd
do
take
that
four
shit
million
every
dollars
day,
right
bro.
now.
I do that shit every day. Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
major contracts with fucking car corporations and things that we make hoses for.
yeah.
For all their hydraulic systems. Shit, we make shit for goddamn Elon.
Well, when I started 13 years ago, he said you won't get rich doing this, but you'll get a nice little bit of pocket change, and that's pretty much what it's been.
Mm,
I ain't got rich
yeah,
off of it, but I've enjoyed it, and I've increased just about every year. So you know, but
yeah.
hell,
And
somebody
Intel,
starting at
Intel,
McDonald's is probably earning about the same money as I do after being there 13 years. So it's not
exactly.
that, because it hasn't caught it's the best thing that happened a few years ago, and that the statewide they passed minimum wage requirement. We had to go.
Mm,
I, I think we got like a dollar increase just from that, and even on top of that, they gave us 75 cents. Because I know the main boss, he's always been in swinging for us to get as much increase as we can. Because you can't pay for the experience that we have. You know what I'm saying? The people that have really been
right,
there, yeah,
right.
you're going to pay more for
Mm,
them, but it's not going to break the bank, and you need those people. And he knows who stuck with him during COVID
right.
and did
And
the
if you
job
want to
that
get it
needed to be
done,
done.
if you got to get it done in a timely fashion,
Yeah.
and you gotta show results. You want to have people you can rely on.
Hmm.
And if you're gonna have reliable people, you're gonna pay a little bit more. It's
In a
just the
way,
way
this
it
was
is.
the best year I had because I completed more of the zones. I even got done like in Truman 30 minutes early.
Yeah. I mean,
Now
well,
there
there you
was, when you enter that in, it's kind of strange because there's an east
go.
and west side to Truman. And our Truman guy
Oh.
quit a few years ago. So they've kind of given a lot of that to me. And I'm kind of glad because I used to live there and I kind of know the layout. Now I've gotten comfortable with it. Uh, Still, East Side is like a drunk person. It's one of the worst zones. If you didn't have if you didn't have a laptop when I first started the season, I didn't have a laptop for like 2 months, and they were still letting me work. Which was, of course, we got to do what we got to do. But
Right.
mine wasn't doing right. Everybody else's was, mine wasn't, and I didn't care because that's less on me. That means I have to go in and I don't have to worry about that syncing up, getting on the Wi-Fi or anything. I just go. I get my instructions and go. You know, because you got to set those laptops up right, or the little things,
Mm.
and I could
Well,
just
plus
get it and
then
go.
they got
But the bad
GPS
thing
on that
is you
too.
don't have the
So,
little map to go by. So I was having to do it by memory because I don't have that really on my phone. And I do. I've got maps on my phone, but I didn't use it till I went to Atlanta. So it that was a lot to memorize. Have I been down here? And I don't know. It's at least for
dude,
me.
Google Maps on your phone comes in really handy. I can't believe you
Oh, I
just
know it does.
discovered.
I'm not even on the internet with my phone yet.
Oh
But
shit.
hopefully when my sister gets here, and I've got another friend that's kind of tech savvy, she might be able to help me too. So, we'll see. I definitely got to do something more about that. Got to do something about this because I'm going through Chrome here, but YouTube through Chrome, won't support it anymore, and it's going through the mobile app. And I did set up Firefox. Haldir 6480 recommended that. The other one that he recommended wouldn't work, but we went with Firefox, and it looks normal. But I've still got some stuff still when it comes to like going to X or Instagram or something that, and that's to do with AT&T, my provider too. They're like, oh, this is you want to go to an unsupported site, blah blah blah, and it's like not all set up yet. So
Oh, fuck, that's
I
bullshit.
get that set up. I'll probably go through Firefox, but right now I can't. I've got to go through Chrome, which is not set up right. It's on, like on the mobile.
Right.
But at least I can get on X and share stuff, you know, which I do quite often. But, you know, it'll all work out in the wash. You know, at least I figured out. I never considered that. Just if I take this camera, because see, Omer was thinking that it was part of the monitor built in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's on a cable, and it's on a clamp, and it's just on top of the monitor. So I can take this thing and put it down, and people can see me draw, and then I can put it back, you know.
So you
All I
just
have to
get
do
you
is have a bar or something to clip it to.
a tripod. Like when I do my sardine streams, I've got a little tripod
Right.
that it's got a little clip for the phone,
and I've
so
got
you can
little
just like
tripods already for painting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
you could
stuff
probably.
Look, all you need is something here, and a yardstick going across. That's all you need.
A little duct tape, you're good to go.
No, I don't think you even need that because this got a clip on it, a pretty big clip, you know. But yeah, I got you. Little baling wire and duct tape, yeah, Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
I am stuck on Band-Aid, and Band-Aid stuck on me.
So I love wire hangers, man. Fucking nice, sturdy wire. They're really good for hanging up, you know, fucking falling down exhaust systems and shit. You can just wire them babies right up with that.
Let me ask you something. How do you do any maintenance on your duct system, like going into winter, like you know, to clean the duct system?
We just change the filters regularly and shit like that. I mean, I would love to have all the ducts like cleaned and shit, but this house was built in like the 1860s, right? If I did that, we'd never. Everything inside the house would have like all the carpets, everything, all my artwork, everything would fucking get blasted with shit out of fucking duct.
Yeah.
When they were done.
How do they do that? How do they clean the deep-seated duct systems?
Kind of like they do with your plumbing. It's a big long snake.
And route
on the end of it, but on the end of it, instead of being like a little digging tool, there's a brush.
A duster, a brush.
Yeah, a flexible brush, and it goes through your duct all the way down one way, and then they bring it all the way back, and then they put it through. Yeah, they got vacuum systems and shit that they hook up, you know, that's supposed to suck all the crap out.
I know they recommend when you start your heating, when you switch over from your air to your heating, there can be little mold maybe has started in there, and to let it run and to leave the house for a while.
Right.
When you first started using your heat, which that heat's going to help multiply some of that mold and stuff. So some of the best things you can get is probably like an air cleaner.
Yeah. Well, you know, when your heat starts up and you get that, like the first time the heat starts up during the winter season, and you get that, like, weird little crispy smell in the air. You know what I'm talking about?
More ozony. More ozony.
Yeah, something like that. But that's like all the dust and shit that's you know built up in your ducts.
Oh, I don't have dust. Yeah, look in a sunbeam. You'll see all that stuff floating around.
Everybody has fucking dust.
Yeah, everybody has dust, and like, what do they say?
I don't
80
care.
something%
Oh,
of it is probably human skin
yeah,
related.
yeah, I know. God, what you gotta bring that up? Jesus.
Well, yeah, you got to feed the bed bugs.
Well, that keeps
You
them from
you
chewing
freaking
on me.
animal. Uh,
I'm, I'm sleeping in 3 feet worth of fucking human dust right here.
yeah. I watched a very interesting thing on
Oh
YouTube.
God, I don't want to know.
Well,
Okay.
it was a documentary on Johnny Quest. Yeah. Uh,
I forget the song. God damn it. I wish I could remember how it
do,
went.
do, 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 do,
Hmm.
do, do. You forgot that
Nah,
thing, really? Yeah.
yeah, bro. You know how many songs I've got in my head? I'm a bass player.
I guess I had to find a history on
What's your mind?
two,
As
two
soon as I get
fireworks. Mm-hmm.
done with you tonight, I gotta
Once I
put
get
on
done with you,
uh,
mister.
put on some Ace Frehley. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ace Frehley passed away. Yeah.
fucking said. Apparently,
I noticed the videos. This is from American Vintage Tales, Johnny Quest 1964. 40 strangest facts you never knew. It's definitely worth a view. Hopefully this link will lead you to that. On Firefox too, it's having trouble playing videos. I don't know why. So I actually probably watched it through Chrome.
I do. I've never dealt with Firefox, so I don't have a clue.
Well, it's been a godsend, but I just don't have it set up as
Billy Power Max dropping Dark Gift Comics. Bad Moon. Yes.
right.
Hail Billy. Go check that out, people.
Oh, and I also watched something on time travel related movies.
No, okay.
Like Slaughterhouse 5 and other movies like that I don't, some I've seen, some I own. Like you've got those sci-fi collections like I do.
Yeah, where you go,
Yeah,
yeah.
some of those are
So,
included in that. I recognize them, but now
mhm.
some I've never heard of. Um,
Oh, dude, there's like a bunch of like. I got the sci-fi collection, and I got what was it? Some kind of
well,
random horror
there was that flying
collection.
turtle, Gamera. Is that
Oh, that was a whole different one. That was like the Taiju collection, with
yeah?
all the giant monsters. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, you had Gamera. You had
Gamera,
the
Gamera. Yeah.
where was fuck, what was it? Goldar, Silvar, and a little Bronze Star, whatever his name was. The fucking giant robots that used to battle kaiju's to protect Japan. Uh, Ultraman, you had Spectreman, you had all these guys back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I loved
Janet
all that.
Janet from Another Planet joined us
Oh, hi,
last
Janet.
night.
Good to see. Oh, I
They're
thought you
actually
missed
going to
you.
have a charity auction for cancer, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Next
bro, when you
Friday,
did your. Oh,
huh?
okay, never mind. That was when you did the chair stream the other night.
Right?
Apparently K-pop is doing a charity auction too. This is like the 5th year they've been doing it,
Yeah,
and
that's what she was talking about. Yeah.
Is that Janet is
or
going to be
no,
part of
I'm
that?
sorry, K-pop Junkies doing it. Yes, and but because she was in the chat, and so was Janet, and Janet
So
mentioned.
Janet is doing one as well coming up.
No, I'm sorry, I got confused because both of them were in the chat at the same time. It was K-pop Junkie,
Ah.
but Janet did come on the show last night, and she was in
Okay.
out in the chat too. Yeah,
All right. Yeah. You because yeah,
you're right.
like I said,
It's K-pop Junkie. Yeah,
well, dude, when you did your chair stream the other night,
right.
and I was hanging out in chat, it was me and Omer Halder. Um, oh God, don't it was Timothy Olsen. There was a bunch of people hanging out. I'm sorry if I forget everybody, but K-pop uh, mentioned her charity thing going on,
Hmm.
and immediately Omer Halder and another artist, and I'm sorry I can't remember who it was. Dang it, right offhand. All volunteered to do some pieces to put into her charity auction and shit. And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna see what I can dig up from some of the pieces I bought at auction that I just don't have room for. And I'm gonna, send her something, or else I'll just mail it to whoever, wins the uh, auction or whatever. I can just
It's
send
next
it straight
Friday.
to her. Yeah. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably gonna be easier if I just send her a picture and go, like, just let me know who I need to send it to. I'll send it to
Yeah.
him.
That's a way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And anybody that's ever had a package from Shadow knows that I bulletproof pack my shit, man.
Here's one she didn't show us last night. She was showing us some of her cosplay. And I almost asked her. This is interesting. I almost asked her, have you ever done a red shirt? Where you go down to the planet and get killed? And there she
Oh
is in a
shit.
red shirt. Yeah.
The only red shirt that never got fucking killed was Scotty.
And this is her from Blade Runner. Sort of
Yeah,
Halle Berry's, character, Halle Berry's character, or is it Halle
mm,
Berry
yeah, yeah.
that did Splash?
No, not Halle Berry.
She did Splash.
Uh, yeah, the girl did Splash.
Mm,
God dang it. Not even. You threw a Halle Berry out there. You fucked me up. I can't think of her name.
yeah,
Whatever. But yeah, she was
but
tall blonde.
she was showing us some of the cosplays that she's done for like movie reviews, and also she makes these out of plastic bags. These are recycled plastic bags.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't look it, does it?
That's fucking wild, dude. It looks
Almost
like
looks
it's
like
like,
crocheted wool or something. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say it looks like yarn, or
Uh-huh.
macrame,
No,
something like that.
like the yellow bags are from like the little bit of yellow in there. That's from like uh Dollar General. She says I use Dollar General. She said three different places she gets her bags from.
Really? That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Janet's wild, dude. Fucking, she's crazy creative.
Mm-hmm. So,
Very
and this is
entertaining.
this is something she's working on. This is made out of t-shirts. I
Hey,
think she showed that
LLZ,
on the
what's
show one time.
going on, brother?
We've got a very
Sorry, but I just
talented
see the
community.
tuner out.
There
What's
is
that?
her there is her little unit that she does stuff on. So Sabrina was like, "Oh yeah, they were talking shop." It was a fun time.
Mm.
They're
Well,
like, "Oh yeah,
these
you
new
got a
songs.
Viking, blah blah blah. This is This is great.
Yeah,
You know?
apparently these new sewing machines, dude, are fucking like amazing compared to what they used to be back in my grandma's day. You know, I remember my grandma selling shit, and it was just like, dude, I don't want to be anywhere near that thing.
Have you ever seen a 1937 Cadillac Series 75 tour bus? I always like these classic
Mm,
cars.
probably not. Tour bus. Wow.
Yeah,
They got
look
fucking
at that.
6 doors on it? Holy shit. Or are the doors just on the one side? They're probably just on the one side because that's more gangster. That's so
Uh,
fucking cool.
maybe, yeah, maybe it might open up on both sides, but probably if it did, they
Hold
probably
on.
would have showed you both sides. You know, you
Oh,
probably
no. Yeah,
slide
because,
in.
well, no, the top picture is the driver's side, and there are definitely handles on all 3 of those doors. So they open from both sides. There's
Yeah.
lines. There's lines there, too, where they're hinged.
Well, actually, if you look, there's 8 doors. Well, no, there would be 4 doors, maybe 5.
On the driver's side, there's 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I guess, yeah, on the passenger side, there would be 2, right? Because, yeah, one, two, no. Uh,
Well,
Alright, you're confused now,
all
right?
right. This is
1, 2.
passenger
No,
side, so
there's
it's got a
4.
passenger side door, so you know it's got a driver's side door.
That's 1. That's 2. That's 3.
4 and
And 4.
5, so 5 doors, and
There's
then there's
no
probably a
5.
back door on the back.
Where do you get the 5?
There's a
How
driver's
do you?
side. That's 1. There's a passenger side.
The
That's
driver's
2. And
side and
these.
passenger side is 2. There's 1 behind that. 1 behind that. That's 3 on one side. And then there's a 4th. Where are
Okay,
you
there's
finding
4
the
on this
5th?
side and 1 on the other side. 5 total.
No, the other side is you look at it and you blow that up. The driver's side opens up just like the passenger.
Uh, uh, oh, you know what? Look at the top. Look at the top. There are 3 on the driver's side because you can see the hinges
That's what
on the
I'm
top.
saying. Those open. Yeah, those open
Okay.
up too. So the
6,
driver's
7, 8.
side is not.
So 8,
So
and you
there's
might
8.
have a back window that opens up or something.
Yeah, so maybe 9. Yeah, like you got a
Oh,
little
maybe
hatchback
9.
in the
Yeah.
back.
I'm glad we got that
Yeah.
figured out. Jeez.
Yeah, fuck. I gotta go.
You got to go. Yeah, I think I do too. You know, I got some laundry outside
I
drying,
get
and
tired.
I
I'm
just heard
sorry.
lightning, and it's very dark. It's supposed to rain. So
Yeah, Mama Hawk had to work early this morning, and
you just want to
when
get to
she
those
woke,
cookies.
well, that's him. But yeah, when she
Hey,
woke up,
Elsie.
I woke up, and I've been up since like fucking 5, dude.
Daryl
Like
Hannah. Daryl Hannah.
supposed
Thank you,
to be.
Jason.
Daryl Hannah, that's the one. Yes.
Yeah, that's the biatch. Anyway, keep the lead
Smells,
king. We'll see you again tomorrow.
smells like